What do you think? Well, I mean, I just saw a Primark haul video. We're not even going to go into that. That's a whole nother topic too. Or a Zara haul video, which, those people who go and do those hauls and they show off what they bought at Zara and they get 100,000 hits or 300,000 hits. And then they
Wow.
wear it once or twice and throw it away.
And third.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, Primark, you're not going to shop in Primark for longevity here. But no, seriously, I mean, that's the big style. That's what I said before. It's all politically correct conversation. But when I look at those numbers, what you're saying and the profits from these companies are going in completely different directions here.
Bragg, this is what I was asking my journalist friend. And she loves to buy at Zara when they have like the designers, and she's like, blah, blah,
Hmm.
blah. And then I'm like, how many times do you wear a certain outfit? And she's like, well, I've got loads of clothes that I hardly wear. So I was like, well, what's the point in having all these clothes if basically you only wear it once or twice in your life? So, it's also, this is what I love what you said, what the designer said, that I hope people will be more conscious in buying clothes and saying, well, this will serve me, will help me, and, I will use it. But otherwise you're just stuck with a pile of clothes and you never wear them. I
No, they
mean,
throw them away now. It's popular. I mean, seriously. I mean, this goes back to the fact when I was young, I would never buy clothes and throw them away. I'd have to buy clothes and keep them. But I did Instagram and live in this lifestyle. People buy clothes literally just to post on Instagram to throw them away. And even in Berlin, you have people who go to H&M and Zara when the clubs
yeah.
are open, who would buy clothes just to go out.
Mm.
But I mean, I think we have in the past, we have kept on discussing that the consumer behavior needs to
Hmm.
change, and I think that's only one aspect. I think you can as a society, there are many other ways you can do, and I think what is happening now is, number one, you can easily as a political society, you can easily choose to raise, for example, the customs on fast fashion coming into Europe. You can easily say that if someone sewed your garment in Bangladesh and didn't have health insurance, that we as Europeans need to put these costs that a health insurance would cost for that lady, we have to put them on top of the t-shirt. And you can do this through customs. I mean, World Trade Organization can easily change fast fashion, but there has not been any demand to do this. I think the demand right now has increased tremendously, much more than at any time ever. So in the past. So you have now countries who say these externalities, external costs that we create by buying a t-shirt for €5 are so immense that any t-shirt that we buy for €5 has a cost of probably 150, because we're having it sewn by someone who has no health insurance, who probably will not be able to get much older than 50, who will have children who no one takes care of, and so on and so on and so on. So I think as a society, being global, we're starting to slowly think global. And I think that's some external pressure that's coming. At the same time, you have the whole avatar industry, or the 3D, or the whatever you want to call it, the IT, go into a direction where now an influencer who wants to do a selfie with a Gucci dress can probably very soon purchase that Gucci dress as via email, as a visual image, to take a picture without ever physically having the dress present. So I think that need as a young girl to probably try on 10 dresses in order to decide which one fits, you very soon will be able to do this virtually. You don't anymore have to physically have dresses sent to your home.
Well,
That's
And there are
amazing. That's
there are
awesome.
there are already websites where you can do this,
Wow.
where you can basically where you can now
Virtual.
buy dresses 3D.
Wow.
And there are already influencers who work with this. So I think these are aspects that are going to at least damage or hurt fast fashion. I don't personally think fast fashion is going to disappear, but I do think we're going to see a massive change.
But can I ask you something? Would you do it? I mean, would you put your designing on 3D and sell them that way?
Absolutely.
Really?
You would?
I think, I mean, I'm very interested. I'm currently in talks, for example, with a gaming company in Berlin that, I mean, gaming, for example, I mean, being a designer, we all have the problem right now that we say, okay, we're supposed to design constantly, create new pieces, but at the same time, we as designers think very sustainable. And we have a huge interest that our customer things also sustainable. At the same time, we're sitting there and thinking, how should we be making money if every coat lasts for 20 years? The consumer is not going to come back every season to buy a coat. And how will my company survive? But if I have a chance to do a licensing for a game, for example, and by now we have games that are, I mean, for example, this company that I'm talking to, they're creating right now a game where, of old French movies. So, that everyone has forgotten. And so young people realize, get a take on what French movies originally were about. So, by now you have these very sophisticated games. So if I would be able to design, let's say, a dress collection for Sophia Loren in the 50s, I would love it.
If I could go back to Sophia Loren,
I mean, whatever, even for someone today, I think the idea of virtually, of having my designs in a virtual space, I find really thrilling.
That's a whole new business model, actually. Alex, what do you think? What's your take on this? We haven't heard from you.
I agree about virtual fashion. I think it's very hot. It's a really hot theme, and I'm looking for it with huge interest too. We have a lot of projects connected to it in Russia with Russian designers, where people can have their dresses just virtually. Without physical appearance. I think it's great because designers still earn money. Their ideas still work. Nobody needs to produce, and we don't hurt the nature and the world. And we can still have everything new.
Creativity, okay.
Yeah, I think it's really great, and it's great to hear that Mira is very interested in this too. I think it's a real next step. We're gonna sit at home and just post our pictures in Instagram and different virtual.
Call me old-fashioned. I still like going to a store and trying things on, but hey, good at the 80s. And I love the shopping mall. I'm not gonna lie. I still like going to the department store.
Let me say that the biggest question everybody needs to ask himself is, do you buy something to post it in Instagram, or do you buy it for your skin?
Well, I mean, but that isn't Instagram. Well, golly, we're really going off on topic. I'm going to really think about this. But Instagram is really fueling fast fashion in so many ways, I think. And that goes back to the question, buy better, buy less. Is this elitist? But I'm not really sure. Or should I say buy Instagram?
Well, I would say to that, I don't think we go off topic, because I would say the consumer that buys fast fashion is going to be catered to in the future with the virtual option. Someone like you, Breck, who likes to physically buy and is going to be catered, because I think you will just have that extreme. You will have the virtual for the one that right now is buying throwaway. And you will have, for someone who physically wants to buy clothing, you will have the physical. I don't think that will ever go away. I think the necessity of humans to feel clothing has to go away, but has to stay. But what has to go away is what Lynn describes, that clothing are on the floor, people are trampling on it, and that's still called fashion. That has to go, that aspect has to go away. And I think if we can manage to put that in a virtual room, so, you know, anyone, and I can see how if you are 20 and you want to go to a party and you don't know yourself, you don't know your style, that you have the wish to try on 10 evening dresses. I can understand. But do you really have to do it by mail ordering 10 dresses right now and sending back 9 or maybe all 10? If you just want to look what looks the best on you, you can do this virtually. You can test what décolleté looks the best on you by, you know, taking a picture or a selfie and posting it, asking your friends, which dress should I wear tonight? And then you choose to buy that one that you'd opt, you know. And so I think the virtual reality we're facing is one that is going to attract the fast fashion consumer we have right now.
No, okay. So there'll be a shakeout. You think that? So there's definitely going to be a shakeout in the fast fashion business then, without it. I mean, okay, that's going to affect employment, real estate, logistics, things like that. And because they're not fast fashion employs a lot of people, you know, in third world countries or developing countries. I don't know what the politically correct term is these days. That's going to throw a lot of people out of work.
You know,
it's going to have an economic effect.
I think that's where probably the pandemic has helped us so much already. I think that's a great argument to tackle. I think the Bangladeshi woman has to start sewing for the Bangladeshi market. You know, I think we have, I really think that saying, you know, if you want to work globally as an economy, you have to think locally. You know, why is the Bangladeshi sewing for a Berlin customer? Why is she not sewing for someone in closer proximity? You know, is it really the case that she will be better off sewing for a customer that's very far away, not really making any money? I would question mark that, you know, but I think that's a shakeup we need in order to have a change. And maybe the first step was made with the pandemic.
Oh, definitely. You can see that.
I was actually kind of trying to help some firms from Bangladesh and these countries to sell their models in Italy. And it was really hard for them because I contact so many designers and the quality was so good. It was like for evening wear, evening gowns, and really classic. No one really contact and no one was interested. So, you know, this is true that they must start from their countries, but it's even hard for them to do it there because they're really very poor. And that's why they were trying to come over here with their drawings, with their styles.
No, that's really well. I mean, Bangladesh. I mean, like it's like sweatshop economy, basically. I mean, no, seriously. I mean, that's what they call it, sweatshop. I mean, I've seen those sweatshops. They're quite horrific. When I was in India, it was like, oh my god. But like I said before, do you really think that the person who goes to Zara to buy a $2.99 T-shirt or Primark, or whatever the heck they sell those things, do you really think they want like an extra tax, or they're worried about, you know, the effects of this T-shirt? I mean.
No, they're not worried about the effect. That's why I'm saying we have to take the burden off the customer. As a society, we have to do our laws correct. You know, we as a society and the people who are in charge politically have to take care of this issue. We have to stop thinking that the customer has to take care of this. You know, I think we have as a society enabled fast fashion by something like the World Trade Organization not doing their job in taxing these companies. I mean, how come that it's possible to sell something for $2.99 in Europe, where we know every European, no matter what age, can afford to pay more than $2.99. You know, this is a fundamental ethical problem that we have been supporting as the Western world in these last decades, which is absolutely not tolerable anymore today.
Very true. Okay, any last thoughts, last words?
You've asked the question, buy better or buy less? I would say buy better and buy more. Because
I think I'll talk to Vivian Westwood on that one.
Anyway, our wardrobes are the living creations. Let me say like this, because we have to keep a lot of clothes to make different looks, different stylings, and even in fast fashion brands, there are good quality clothes. Sometimes they are very rare, but you can find them. And if I need a good fitting pants, if I need them right now to wear in 3 months, 10 times in 3 months, I won't go and buy Canali. I will go to H&M and buy slim fit, which suits me really good because they serve me for their cost. I'm not planning to wear them more than 10. But most of
I cannot buy I cannot buy Zara. I that's another story. I can't do Zara.
I like Uniqlo. I think that Uniqlo materials are quite good. And I really like Zara as well. I mean, why not? Once in a while.
I mean, not every clothes in your wardrobe must be designers' clothes.
No, I
There
agree.
should be, there should be designers. There can be fast fashion items, and they can collaborate to eliminate your style. Uh, that's like it. It's not a conflict, really, to my mind.
Okay, my story. I bought a pair of pants, pair of khaki pants from Zara. My only pair of khaki pants I bought from Zara, and wore them I think 2 times. I don't even 2 times, and they had a hole in them. It just all of a sudden this hole just showed up, and I said, "Well, I never even wore the darn things twice, and the hole. What's going? Never again." Never. That's the same thing with t-shirts. I bought t-shirts, long sleeve t-shirts, because I'm a big long sleeve t-shirt person. Washed them twice and they shrunk. I looked like alfalfa from like one of those 50s cartoons, like the little poor kid or something. The t-shirt shrunk up to here almost. Okay, done.
What I've noticed also, Zara, the sizes, they're really like, I mean, the ones that I wear, it's like for Chinese, for like a smaller person. And so I really like large, and it's really hard to find a big, large size in Zara, which I thought it was awful, because clothes should be comfortable.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you went Zara and you're like, ooh, you know.
That's why I
I
can't.
mean, I think that is a very interesting point that you, Lynn, said, and I think also Alex about. I mean, I think slowly, the fact that you couldn't find a designer who wants to work with someone in Bangladesh that is doing extremely good work shows that probably those designers cannot afford to produce far away, because I mean, I as a company, if I would take that away from my USP that I produce far away, I would lose most of my customers. So I think the same thing right now is happening. There is a shift already happening where, of course, fast fashion is fantastic in the quality of sewing, for example. And what you describe, fabrics being less and less good, yes, but you can still get really good, like Alex says, you can still get really good quality also in fast fashion. But you basically get a real bargain. But I do think we have observed in the last seasons a shift where people are turning away. You're thinking twice whether you become a pattern maker at a fast fashion company or at another company
Mm.
as a European. And a lot of people are now turning away. And I think slowly and slowly, the level of quality will fade with it. So I think it is eventually going to be an elitist thing. Unfortunately, to come back to your question, I do think that a certain sophisticated customer will give up in buying fast fashion.
Wow, that's pretty deep.
That's good.
Huh.
And by
Let me.
the way that
Uh,
I love the way you kind of talk about fashion, so I'm really interested in seeing your designs. Very.
Well, when you come to Berlin,
come-
we'll take her.
Yes, come by my shop when we can travel again, or just go
Yeah.
virtually.
Thank you.
We have an online shop if you want to.
Lovely. Yeah, yeah. Please give me all the details.
Well,
Okay,
hopefully,
I will.
if I come to Milan Fashion Week, I told her I'd buy one of her jackets and I'll wear it during Milan Fashion Week. But who knows when that's going to happen? But I'm not going to say anything negative. Who knows when there's going to be another physical fashion week, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so now, any last words?
I say buy fast fashion, just create your own style and look unique.
She said
Wherever.
it, I didn't.
I would say like this. Designers are our love, and fast fashion is just a necessary thing sometimes, and that's it. We love designers, and sometimes we have to use fast fashion items.
Okay.
So I would say as a last thing, fashion is definitely not dead. We just have to rethink and reload it.
Yeah.
My thing is like, look, if there's a good sale somewhere, just wait till the end of the year, the end of the season, and go buy better at the sale. That's how I was raised, being a working class Black person. We waited and then we bought. That's it. Anything else? We can sign off.
I will leave this conversation dreaming of 100% wool coat. Really, that's a so rare thing. I think it's more valuable than all fast fashion items in the world.
I
That's it.
I love cashmere coats.
For some reason, we're confusing last terms, Brenda, but okay. All right. Okay. Take care. Ciao.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye bye.
thanks.
Thank you. Nice meeting you all.
Lovely
Bye-bye.
meeting you.